In this video, we're going to list our top 5 favorite things from the Agent Carter 2 episode premiere, and we're also going to talk about our top favorite Easter eggs from Agent Carter. Number 5. So all the flashbacks and really combining Captain America, those movies, with Agent Carter, I think was spectacularly done. Just amazing. I really love the flashbacks and just showing how much Agent Carter is just going through and how much she went through and how much she misses Steve and how much he had an impact on her life and where she's at now. And I really enjoyed even the radio show that is doing stories of Captain America, and she just can't stand it. And she's just like, turn it off. And I also think they did a really great job when she's actually beating someone up and you hear the radio playing at the same time and you have this helpless woman going, "Save me, Captain America, save me!" And Captain America is doing the hit noises and beating the guy up via the radio show. And then we have Agent Carter actually being a female who is taking care of herself and saving the day and beating the crap out of this guy. I think that was really, really well done. And really shows Agent Carter's state of mind when it comes to Steve and everything that happened. Super struggling right now. Number 4, I'm really enjoying how they're treating women in the 40s and how accurate they're being about it. I already heard people complaining, being like, "Oh, okay, we're tired of seeing, women weren't treated as great, we're tired of this." Okay, well now imagine how women felt in the 40s, and they have to deal with this their entire life. I mean, you're sick of it after like 30 minutes? Imagine this being your life. And I really think that them doing this and showing how Agent Carter has to overcome this and use this discrimination to her advantage and, doesn't let people protect her, shows just how great of a character she is and how much of a trailblazer she is and just in general how strong she is. And I think that if they didn't show this injustice towards women, that it would be an injustice to it. I mean, it's like showing an era where we had slaves, but then acting like to African Americans we treated them great and they're sitting and drinking and everything's honky-dory. No, you can't do that in a time period movie because that's an injustice to the people that had to suffer that and go through that. So the fact that they're doing it, and they're not doing it in a way that's like cramming it down your throat, "Oh, this sucks." I mean, we still have sexism today to a certain degree that's, even women get that Peggy Carter's getting. So I think they did a delightful job with that, showing the discrimination against women in the early 1900s and doing it in a way that it doesn't feel like they're punching us in the face over and over again. They're making it accurate, but at the same time they're showing a woman able to overcome it. Number 3, Jarvis. Oh my gosh. I loved him from the moment I saw him, and we all know his familiar voice as the Jarvis AI in Iron Man, but just seeing the real life person and how cute he is, and just he's so prim and proper, and he's learning just to do all this spy stuff, and how afraid he is of his wife is hilarious. When Agent Carter goes, "Your wife would be proud," and he just goes, "She must never know." Jarvis is just absolutely, positively lovable. Number 2, I don't know why this is so high on my list, I just found it so cool, is showing the comparisons between the Stark, so the Stark dad and the Stark son, Tony Stark, and how similar they are. And it's just interesting, like seeing the problem they have with the women and then the crazy things they go through and the drinking. And then I love the Senate hearings, and Stark is just being an absolute a-hole. And we see the same thing in Iron Man when Tony is going to the Senate and speaking before them, and he's just being a total asshole too. And just the cuteness of the parallel between them. And we know for a fact that Starks do not do well in Senate hearings. And my favorite line of the Senate hearing is when they are asking, "Did you, without your knowledge, sell weapons to people?" And Stark goes, "By definition, that would be impossible to answer." So I think that was really clever, and even though we only get snippets of him, I think drawing the parallels between the father and son is pretty cool. And my number 1 favorite thing about Agent Carter is just how incredibly well done it was done. Acting was amazing, the tone of it, the special effects, the music, the vibe, the retro spy tech, like all of it just came together to make a really cool kind of spy thriller, adventure, comic book story that was so enjoyable, and just bringing characters that we love or know about from the Marvel movies they've done or the comics if you read those, and just bringing it together in this story of this badass spy who also happens to be a female who, you know, can even use a stapler as a lethal weapon. I think that Marvel, again, has done top notches, and they took something that they could have just made this pity party, oh, female trying to overcome big bad men, and they made it into something that's so exciting. And finally, some of my favorite Easter eggs are when Jarvis is helping Mr. Stark's female companion from his home. And this is exactly what Jarvis, when he is an AI, does in Iron Man 1, and we can only assume over and over again for Tony Stark based on conversations. So kind of cool that they're talking about real-life Jarvis removing Mr. Stark's female companions, and then we have the AI Jarvis that does the same thing later in the future in the Iron Man movies and with Tony Stark. It was really cute when Peggy, trying to avoid dancing with a man, says, "Hey, I would only step on your toes," and that's exactly what Steve told her in the Captain America movies, which was so cute. I really enjoyed seeing the actual home of the Avengers. So in the movies, they have it be Stark Tower, but in the comics, it's Fifth Avenue, and they showed that's where the Stark Mansion is, which is pretty cool. And also Leviathan, which is the Soviet version of Hydra, basically. I'm going to make a link in the description below if you want to check out more about Leviathan. But yeah, it's just think of it as the Soviet version of Hydra if you're confused about what Leviathan is. I don't know if they're going to do the comic book Leviathan, so if they don't, then that could completely change. But if they're staying true to the comics, which I think they are, that's what you're dealing with. And then there were little Easter eggs, pokes here and there. I really, really love the flashbacks and just showing how much this is hitting Peggy and how much she's moving on. And gosh, just watching the flashbacks made me want to watch Captain America all over again. So overall, this is a fantastic series. I'm super excited. I'm glad if they do this every year and have it as between the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episodes. I think that would be really cool. Marvel, as always, did an awesome job with this, and I'm really excited to see the rest of the installments of Agent Carter. So those were my top 5 favorite moments and Easter eggs of Agent Carter. You can write your thoughts below, like, subscribe, and come back for more geeky videos every day.